breaking news now.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Shamrez in the studio at today's TMJ4. We're going to take a moment here at the top of the hour to bring you up to date on that fire situation on the south side. Many of you saw because this plume of smoke hung over the south side, not far from Mitchell Airport, for much of the late morning and early afternoon. It was a salvage fire near 13th and Grange. Let's show you the video from the DOT cameras. You could also see it from just pretty much every direction surrounding this fire location. The airport spur was shut down for a time this morning. That has reopened. The fire department also informed the FAA that there was this large plume of smoke, as there was concern that it could interfere with landings at Mitchell Airport. This fire was centered around Roz's Auto Salvage on 13th and Grange. Cody Holyoke standing by live right now with an employee of that salvage yard to tell us more about what happened this morning. Cody?
Yeah, Steve, good afternoon. Just to set the scene, we're a little closer actually to 13th and Ramsey. We're at about 14th and Ramsey, about a block away from Roz's. Police, as you can see, have set up a perimeter, try to keep folks away while firefighters tackle this blaze. As you said, Roz's Auto Salvage was the place where this fire started. I want to bring in Jesse Torres. Jesse, come on over here. You're a contractor who was working inside. Tell me what you saw and what happened.
I was installing an auto glass, and somebody yelled fire, and we ran outside and witnessed a fire in the back of the building that houses the motors and transmissions and things like that. And at that time, we just stopped what we were doing and tried to get everybody away from the building and the safety as quick as we could.
So evacuated the building. Firefighters, by the way, have said that no one was hurt in all of this, which is amazing considering the plume of smoke
right.
that you saw. Tell me about that. I mean, this thing stretched for miles.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense fire. It got really big really quick. There was a lot of flammable stuff that was exploding for the first couple of minutes. It took about 9 minutes for the firefighters to get there. By that time, half of the building was already destroyed by fire, and fire was leaking through the roof and the sides of the building.
You mentioned that this was kind of a storage building that was on fire. Tell me about that.
Right. They house motors and transmissions, things that they don't want to leave in the yard to keep protected so they can resell. And that's mainly what was affected in that building, was a bunch of stored motors and transmissions and things of that nature.
Some flammable material probably in there?
Yeah, for probably torches and things like that for removing parts or welding and things like that.
And we do know from what we had heard with the Milwaukee Fire Department that they came here initially on a call of a gas leak. I talked to Assistant Chief Damsky just a little while ago. He said some propane tanks or gasoline tanks in that building. Is that a possibility based on what kind of building it is?
I do believe there could have been some propane tanks in there. I'm not sure if they were being used at the time or if they were just in storage, but there were a few minor explosions that rocked the building and the building next to it.
I know